What we're going to do now is we're going to invite Nisha to come and sit here, and then we're going to have a little conversation. Please put your hands together for Miss Nisha Taylor. So this is my girl, and I just, before she speaks, let me just give you a little heads up, because context is good. When I first started the GPS program seven years ago, when I decided to come back and do this work, I had no clarity, I just, in my heart, I knew that this is what I needed to do, and that's another whole story. But so I'm in this journey, and then I meet Nisha, and she decides to do the GPS program. Now, this is something I'm going to share because it's interesting, and I want people to be aware of it. When she first decided that she wanted to do this, a lot of people in her church thought something was wrong with her. And even people within our community, and I'm sorry to say, you know, it was some people in our community that were discouraging her from doing this journey. Like, I don't get why we would do that to ourselves. But I thank God and I thank Nisha that she stood her ground. She knew what she was about and what her purpose was. And she was one of the first people that said to me, Tony, people need this. You need to keep doing this. So I want to publicly thank you, Nisha, for being one of the first people that gave me the confidence to say, okay, some people may think I'm crazy, but I'm going to keep doing this. And here we are today. So thank you. So now over to you.
Okay, so Tony's given me a little bit of background how I started onto GPS, but basically one of the things that happens is that as a devoted Christian, you have your belief system that has been ingrained inside you, and what tends to happen is that this is what happened to me. I got to a point where there was something more deeper and meaningful that I was looking for in life, and as Tony says, when the student is ready, the teacher shows up.
Listen, I need contracts. Actually, I need contracts.
And so what happened was I met Tony at a time in my life when I was looking for something more deeper and more meaningful. And I just happened to meet Tony, and I knew that it was all God aligning. But you see, the problem is that when you've been, and I call it conditioned, I can't call it anything else, when you've been conditioned to think a certain way and to believe a certain way, you're almost scared to come out of that comfort zone to explore who you really are and what you're really about. And so that is where, when I stepped out and I decided that I wanted to do the GPS, I came against opposition with people in church, oh, she's going off with whatever, and you know, but the one thing that I've always stood by is that my relationship with God is about me and it's about God. And the whole point of the journey now is that if I had stopped to do, like discounted what Tony was doing and gone with what everybody else has said, I wouldn't be at this point that I am in my own life. And now everybody's jumping on, and I'm like 4 years, 5 years in, and now everyone's coming to me.
So hold on a minute. What even in the church congregation?
Absolutely.
Did you hear that?
Me to come and share now and things. So what I'm really trying to say is that you have to go with what you believe, and you cannot be scared to explore who you are, because who you are is your God-given right. That is why you are here on earth. That is why God called you here, to discover more about who you are. And one of the amazing things that's happened is I feel liberated.
Talk, girl.
I feel liberated, and I believe that I am actually living my best life now.
Bring it.
This period of my life is the best time.
Come on, let's give that a round of applause. You know?
And I get so passionate about it because Tony came at a pivotal point in my life, and you know, I listened to all the testimonies and I can so relate, because for me, I would say it was life-changing. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, because I was really looking for some massive changes, it was life-changing for me, to the point where, you know, I've stopped working in employment, which is something that I wanted to do. I had the courage to step out, do my own business. I'm now
Oh, and what is your business?
Personal development coach.
Wow.
But the whole point of that is that when I met Tony, I was in industries that I used to work in, law, conveyancing, do all these things, and I wasn't really living my passion. And I didn't even know that there was such thing as life coaching, to be fair. I thought, what, so I can help people and get paid for this? Like, you know, but had been doing it. So in my church, they sent me all around, you know, preaching, teaching, and I'd been doing it, voluntary. And the pastors get paid, right? So I was like, well, this is a no-brainer for me. But the whole point of my GPS journey was that it gave me the steps, and it gave me the structure, and it gave me the courage to actually step out into who I was born to be. And that's why I say that the program was life-changing. So it's like, I'm not here to big up Tony like that, but you have to keep it real to the journey. And if I didn't meet Tony, I don't know. God just aligned. So even the fact that you're in this room today, you have to understand that this isn't by accident. Like, God is aligning you because obviously He's speaking to you through this moment. And if anybody is feeling that you feel you want something deeper and meaningful and so forth, then it's about action. Tony learned this to me. You can talk all day long, but it's about action. And action is what gets results, and the results is what takes you to another level. So, yeah, I just get a bit passionate about this stuff.
But isn't it amazing? So, you know, and this is, for me, this is the joy. You know, imagine, I know we know where you were. And now, she is changing lives. Like, I don't know if you can understand the deepness of it. So, she is now in that place. And for me, that's a dream come true, because Nisha can now, number one, it's a ripple effect. I don't have to even be there, but she's doing the work with a whole bunch of people and speaking to people that perhaps I may not even be able to speak to. Do you understand? So it's just a blessing. And she's drove an hour and a half to come and be with her, with us today, just because, one, we keep it real. And that was what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's still greater things to come. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
Well, you know, my mentor said to me once, he said, don't ever get it twisted. You know, the student and the teacher, like, the teacher can always think, I'm the teacher. But without the student, what are you? You ain't nothing. Do you understand? So I never forget that. And it's one of the reasons why I was like, I picked up the phone on Monday to Nisha, and like, Nisha, when I came to the realization, I'm like, wow, it's 7 years to this month. I need to celebrate. And I need to celebrate by calling some of those people who have been instrumental to my journey. And I called Nisha, and she's so busy these days. I was like, is she going to say yes? But I'm glad you said yes, and thank you so much. Thank you. Round of applause, please. Thank you, Nisha.